Hey guys, what's up? It's Charlie here, and today we're going to be looking at the 10 creepiest things found in the desert. So we've seen the woods, the sea, but now it's time to look in the desert. The desert is a vast expanse with not much in it, but this video proves if you look deep enough you can find creepy things even in the desert. Before we get into it, why not subscribe and press the notification bell too. Coming in at number 10 we have Desert Woman. Do you guys believe in ghosts? Maybe not, but after seeing this, perhaps you will. One night a man was driving his car down a desert highway. He had his headlights on when all of a sudden he ran into something strange. He saw what appeared to be the figure of a woman hunched over. He thought it could be someone who was lost or hurt in the desert, so he began to slow down. The woman had long black hair and a white dress, just like a stereotypical horror movie character. As the man stops his car, the figure comes even closer. But after a short while, a loud moan can be heard and the guy speeds off in reverse. Some say this was some kind of alien which crashed in the desert. That is because this was in the Nevada desert, which is near to Area 51. Others said this could be the ghost of someone who passed away after getting lost in the desert. And some people say this is simply a weird desert woman. What do you guys think? Next up is El Chupacabra. So as far as mystical creatures go, the Chupacabra is very famous. Chupacabras are legendary monster creatures which are seen in all parts of the Americas. They were first sighted in Puerto Rico decades ago, and sightings still crop up today. But one day somebody thought what many say is a Chupacabra in the desert. During a live news broadcast in the desert plains, something can be seen behind the newscaster. It's only on screen for a few seconds before it disappears into the brush. But this large alien creature with lanky arms and legs is very mysterious. The newscaster didn't even notice the creature, but afterwards everyone shared this clip online and it went viral. Do you think this is a Chupacabra? It still remains a mystery to this day. Next up is desert cones. So Egypt is a country full of deserts. But in the deserts of Egypt lies a strange phenomenon. Back in 2014, Google Maps users found these strange spiral cones in the Egyptian deserts. They looked like some kind of UFO crop circle, but this was not in a field of crops, it was in a desert in the middle of nowhere with absolutely no towns nearby. There seemed to be many large, unique patterns all over the place, and the patterns spanned for millions of feet. Many people thought this was some kind of alien message. People have gone to these cones in the Egyptian desert to check it out, but there are no signposts saying what it is. Could this be some kind of art piece or tourist attraction? Who knows, maybe it really is a UFO secret message. Next up is FIREFOX conspiracy. So here's another really strange and creepy thing found on Google Maps in the desert. This very strange sight was seen on Google Earth years ago. As you can see, it's a very large crop circle of the FireFox logo. I'm sure many people use the FireFox browser and know this logo. Now, clearly this is just marketing or something for Firefox, right? Well, that's what people thought, until they saw something very close to this location. Very nearby, you can see various people lying down on the ground. They're lying in a circle and around them are different planes and cars. Some say this is some kind of cult meeting, while other people simply say these guys are pranking Google Maps users. Whatever's going on here, it sure does seem very strange. Next up is giant arrow. So this is a very mysterious thing found in the desert. In the Arizona desert, you can see a huge 20-meter stone arrow. For absolutely decades, local residents weren't sure what this was. But finally, the reason behind the giant arrow in the Arizona desert has been revealed. We must remember that Google Maps and even GPS are pretty new. So before GPS or Google Maps existed, these arrows helped navigate planes. This allowed planes to deliver parcels from the east coast to the west coast. This way the pilot would simply look down and know which direction to go in. When you think about it, it makes sense and it's pretty genius. But it's pretty creepy that a plane's fate rested all on these stone arrows. Next up is case clues. So one place where many criminals cover up their crimes is in the desert. It takes forever to look around the desert, so don't be surprised to find some mysterious money. It takes forever to look around the desert and you can hide things pretty well. That is why many desert explorers often find things like weapons and even stolen money. Well, in 1984, Vicky Lynn Hawkinson disappeared. Nobody was sure where this 7-year-old Arizona girl went. But in 2017, somebody found something in the desert which proved what happened to Vicky. Sadly, underneath a cactus and some dirt, they found someone's bones, and they turned out to be Vicky's. This is clearly a terrible discovery. However, it did lead them back to the person who was responsible. Frank Jarvis Atwood was arrested and sentenced to life behind bars. It's very creepy that such a serious and mysterious crime was solved in this desert. It's been a mystery for so long as there was little evidence. But it just goes to show, whatever you hide in the desert could one day be discovered. Next up is Chinese desert patterns. So we've seen many scary things in American deserts, but now let's head over to China. In 2011, Google Earth users were very confused when they saw these patterns in the Chinese deserts. They look like paranormal crop circles. But what really are these ginormous white lines? All of these white lines are very thick and are around 1.15 miles each. Well, finally we found out why the Chinese government have these. That's right guys, the Chinese government actually authorized these weird lines. They're actually to orientate their spy satellites and calibrate their spy lenses. The Chinese are known for their great surveillance of the entire Earth. So next time you decide to skinny dip in your backyard pool, remember, someone in China could be watching. Next up is WARHEAD. What would you do if you were hiking through the desert and suddenly stumble across a nuclear silo? Well, that's exactly what happened to one man. One guy was walking through a desert and he saw a metal thing sticking up from the sand. He called the authorities who dug it up, and they realized it was an old, forgotten about nuclear warfare silo. This could literally wipe out an entire country if it was released. Luckily only the president has the nuclear codes. And he doesn't seem quick to anger whatsoever, right? Either way, this is an amazing and scary discovery to find in the desert. Next up is holes. So you may think there'd be many holes in the desert, but one day somebody found some alien looking holes in the desert. Don't worry, they hadn't stumbled onto the movie set of Holes. But these round, unnatural, evenly spaced rings are very mysterious. And the most mysterious thing about them is nobody's sure exactly where they come from. Many people say these are the works of aliens. They say that something this precise would have to be used with very advanced technology. Scientists have theorized that these circles could be caused by termites or toxic plants. But that doesn't make much sense to me as these are all evenly spaced out. What do you think these mysterious alien-like holes could be? Next up is sliding stones. You may have heard of the sailing stones or the sliding stones. They're located in Death Valley in the USA, and for over 40 years these have been an absolute mystery. It was a bizarre geological phenomena where rocks seemed to slide across a path all by themselves. There was no human or animal intervention, instead these rocks moved all by themselves. But after 20 years, scientists finally figured out how this happens. They attached complex sensors to these rocks and checked them every single day for a year. On cold winter nights, condensation would appear on the rocks underneath these stones. Then during the cold nights, this condensation would freeze. Harsh winds would then blow these rocks across the ice at 5 meters a minute. But then by the daytime, the sun had come out and the ice had melted, leaving a trail behind the rocks. So finally, this geological phenomenon that baffles so many people has been solved. It all makes sense after the fact, but beforehand, this was a massive mystery which even the top scientists had no idea about. What do you guys think is the most mysterious thing on this list? I think it's gotta be the Chupacabra. If you guys want more amazing videos, check out my second channel. There'll be a link to that on screen in a moment. But as always, thanks for watching. Check out some more videos on screen right now. Leave a like if you enjoyed, and if you haven't already, what you're waiting for, subscribe to Top 10s.